I will call the California Military Institute regular board meeting to order at 5:30 p.m. I'm going to ask for a roll call to determine a quorum. Trustee Campos. Here. Trustee Hall is on his way. Trustee Stafford.
Here.
Trustee Anaya.
Here.
Trustee Garcia, I'm here. We've established a quorum. Item 3.1, revision, adoption, ordering of agenda March 11, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Stafford. Thank you, Mrs. Anaya. Any discussion? See none, please vote. Item 3.1 passes, 4 yeses and 1 absent. Item 4.1, student representatives to the Board of Trustees.
I would like to introduce the CMI student representative, Cadet Major Blake Almeida.
Good evening. I'm Cadet Major Blake Almeida from California Military. To start off, we have our school activities with our APAC committee holding their Black History Family Night. Mr. Pine also held a Black History Showcase for students to learn more about African American culture. We also had some sports activities, with girls basketball making it to the first round of playoffs. We look forward to seeing them advance further next year. We also had some military activities with our non-commissioned officer academy, as well as our officer candidate school. 8 participating in OCS, 7 participating in SUA. What we really want to show you this month is our 21st annual military ball. We hope you enjoyed some clips from tonight's festivities. We look forward to seeing you next month.
Item 4.2, CMITA President Angel Love Barons.
Okay. Good evening, Cabinet, Superintendent, and Board of Trustees. We start off by thanking Mr. Campos, Mr. Hall, and Mr. Garcia for attending our military ball. It was great to see you guys there and to have you so active with our student and our staff. Happy spring and greetings from CMITA and its members. I've been busy seeking signatures for Prop 55 petitions. As many of you know, this is the bill. If this bill is allowed to expire in January of 2031, CMI will lose more than $1 million in funding per year. This represents jobs and programs. As we are all here for the betterment of our students, always seeking to improve their education opportunities, I encourage all of you to sign the petition so that Prop 55 can be placed on the ballot for this November. If anyone present this evening would like to sign, I do have blank petitions with me. I encourage all board members, cabinet members, administrators, and the superintendent to sign this petition at some point in time. This supports and encourages the placement on that ballot so that everyone's voice in California can be heard. Remember, your personal opinions about 55 is not what this petition is about. It is simply putting it on the ballot so that a renewal can be considered by all Californians. April 7th, we will be at the table to negotiate our Sunshine Articles pay and benefits. We are still looking for additional dates to be reserved for CMITA. Prioritizing a sufficient amount of time for us will prevent the need to negotiate during the week of finals and or coming back as soon as we are on campus in August back to the negotiating table. This has happened to us in past years, including last year. In addition to our Sunshine Articles, the CMITA negotiating team and executive board are looking into an anticipated effects that moving to a block schedule may present. Though many of our members are on board with this change, we wish to proceed cautiously as to ensure that the transition is as smooth as possible for not only our students, but our certificated staff as well. We are specifically looking for any indications as to how this change would impact our CBA. We want to be proactive and prevent any grievances from occurring after the fact. And looking forward to the renewal of our charter with the state of California, I anticipate that proper notice from the charter and this board as the representing unit of the certificated staff. This will allow teaching staff to effectively prepare for our changes to the day-to-day business of our work responsibilities. One change that I am sure that has been made and will be included is, and I think it's SP 75, I may be wrong on that number, that no longer allows charters to request certain records for students when enrolling into the school. This includes behavior, IEPs, and grades, if I understand it correctly. I am sure that on your docket to complete, to complete a first and second read before this document is sent to the state for approval. With this, you will be holding a public hearing on the renewal document. For myself, as well as many of my members that have been at CMI for a decade or more, it would be reassuring if there was some way for the unit in some way to be involved and included that is a respectful notice will be given to us about the public hearing and when it may be scheduled. We are only seeking for the process to be transparent, fair, and upfront to the people that this will affect. I can tell you personally, with the last one of the public hearings, when we have had the board schedule out of the ordinary scheduled meetings, like for LCAP or funding or facilities, we aren't notified of that. It's not on it's outside the general notifications of meetings. And we have missed the opportunity at being very valuable meetings because it's out of the ordinary and because no notice other than the public notice is given to us. There's no way for us to know other than to every single afternoon check board agendas on the website for the district to see if something is calendared. And because for so many of our teachers that have been at CMI for so long, there are certain standards that CMI has always held to, being a military charter. And many of our members are very anxious to know how much of that is going to change. We know that the document went from a mere 20 pages to over 150 pages, okay? But that's about all we know. And for us to be prepared with our eyes open and we're ready to hit the ground in August, we really are seeking to have, we know we don't have input. You can go through this whole entire process without us really having any input into it. But your expectation of us, our principal's expectation of us, is to administer education in the environment and the setting of that charter. If we don't know what changes are coming to that environment and to that charter and to our setting, it is hard for us to be prepared. It is now March. August is gonna be here in 2 blinks. So we are seeking little bit of support in knowing what that process is gonna look like. We don't even know what the process is, what the time frame is. We've been given none of this information. Okay? Once it hits state, is it immediate? Is it a year? Is it 2 months? Is it 6 weeks? Is it 24 hours? That's how little we know of that process. Okay. Thank you for your time and your patience with us, and as always, your support. Thank you.
Next item, 4.3, CSEA President Rose Cook.
Good evening, President Garcia, board members, Superintendent Dr. Rao, and Cabinet. I'm here tonight to let you know that we are transitioning and getting through. I am hoping that you are going to help us support Prop 55, as it is at least 1.1 million for CMI, approximately 17 million for the district. Thank you.
Thank you. Item 4.4, Principal's Update, and not Denzel.
127 slides.
You know, Sushi's my biggest fan.
Yeah, she didn't come from that one. Just kidding.
Good evening, President Garcia, Board of Trustees, Dr. Rao, Cabinet members, fans, and friends. And James. All right, our enrollment is pretty much stable now. We're at 1,007 students. Looking at bringing those numbers up. We are eagerly waiting for the enrollment process to start. It's my understanding that we have to wait for Title I numbers to come through before we can start our enrollment. But we are actually out in a few of the feeder schools around. I'm not sure if you guys know this, but we're Pentecostal Middle School is very interested in having a branch of the cadet corps at their school. So we've been talking to them a little bit about that to see how interested they are. They seem to be very interested. So that's going to, if that happens, that will allow some of their students to transfer over to CMI, the 8th graders to transfer over to CMI upon their the promotion from 8th grade to 9th grade. Now, I'm not sure how many, but if we're looking at if we can get like 20 to 30 students from over there, that would be great. That would help our enrollment also. But we're also at Innovative. We have a meeting with the principal at Granite Hills Elementary, I believe it is, Granite Hills Elementary School. And there's another one. There's another school that we're meeting with the principals at. So I forget what the name of the other school is. But anyhow, moving on. ELAC testing is underway. According to our ELAC coordinator, Ms. Peterson, Dr. Peterson, we're about halfway through the testing. And as of this morning, our teachers of EL students are calling ELAC testing the Super Bowl of all testing. Mm-hmm. So our goal is to improve on the progress we made last year. They're saying that the testers are saying that the cadets seem to be entering the test even more prepared than they were last year. And as you know, we had magnificent numbers, excellent numbers, outstanding numbers of students that we classified. So we're hoping to maintain that and improve on it. Our high school seniors have reached, according to that, it says 97% completion of the FAFSA. However, I spoke with our counselor this morning, Gail Collins, who's leading the charge on that, and she said we're up to 99% as of this morning, and we have 2 students that one is an early graduate who is going to fill out her FAFSA form on Friday, and then we have one that left CMI that we're asking to come back to fill out his FAFSA form, which will give us 100% of all of our graduates who filled out the FAFSA form. So we're right there. We're right there. So that's a great accomplishment in itself. Our current status, 26 avid. This is what's happening now. February 26th, our avid 12th graders visited UC Irvine campus for their college tour. And on March 10th, our avid 6th through 12th graders were recognized for their amazing writing skills at the RIMS Avid Write-Off ceremony. Those are 4 of the students that received awards at that event. And on March 13th, our avid 5th, 6th, and 7th graders will be visiting Cal State University San Marcos for their college tour. And we believe in getting our as soon as they come to CMI, we believe in getting them college prepared. So that's and giving them that college mindset. So bringing them to the campuses helps them see what they can achieve later on in life. All right. That's Dr. Ralph. He came to our school to listen to our 10th grade English 2 student speeches. It was a wonderful showcase of student work. There were 4 students who gave speeches with on topics that are relevant to society now and to our schools. So. They talked about AI, they talked about immigration, and it just happens that they spoke right after we got the new message from about what happens if ICE shows up at your school. So they spoke very well and passionately on the subjects that they spoke on. So I just want to thank Dr. Rouse for taking the time out of your busy schedule. I want you to take note of the shirt that he's wearing too. I know he has a whole closet in his office of different shirts from different schools. So whatever the event is and wherever it is, he's like Superman. Puts on that shirt and says, "Oh yeah, this is me all day." All right. Okay, so let's see. We recently held student-teacher conferences. Parents of students who are earning an F in any subject were invited to attend the conference with the teachers, and we had 134 parents who participated in that conference, in those conferences. Once again, I would like to echo what Ms. Barron said. I'd like to thank Mr. Campos, Mr. Hall, and of course Mr. Garcia for coming in and participating in the military ball. I hope each of you got something out of it, especially that the emotion that was felt when they did the POW MIA table. That was truly emotional, and when we saw it just now, still emotional, and especially now with what's going on in the world. So, but thank you, the heartfelt thanks for you guys for supporting, the continued support that we receive from you guys. I truly appreciate it. This was our student of the month this morning, Antonio Lopez, a very high achieving student. He's going places. I don't say that about every student, but this kid is going places. He's an amazing student. So his honor to be student of the month was truly a big deal for him and his mom. And upcoming events, this month we'll take CMI parents to a parent summit in Anaheim at the CASA conference. That's between March 17th and 19th. And then on May 13th, so I just hope you guys can put this on your schedules, somewhere in your schedules, and hopefully you'll be available to come to the spring passing review. Our guest speaker for the passing review is going to be Dr. Carl Cohn. I'm not sure if any of you heard of Dr. Carl Cohn. He's considered the godfather of California education. Dr. Cohn, he was the superintendent in Long Beach at the time when they did the movie Freedom Riders. I'm not sure if you're familiar with that movie, but Dr. Cohn was the superintendent of Long Beach. He was also a superintendent of San Diego Unified School District, and he's an amazing speaker, and just a truly a strong advocate for serving underprivileged students. And so, if you're available, I tell you, you're not going to want to miss that. So, if you're available, please try to show. It's May 13th. It's from 11 to 1. And it'll be over at CMI. The passing review is on the football field. So the Gopher-less football field. So I think you'll enjoy that. And that's all I have. Pending any questions.
Can you repeat all that, please?
Yeah.
Sorry, I got stuck in a pothole on a 215. So.
Okay. I did want, the thing that I will repeat is I thank Mr. Campos and Mr. Garcia, and also you for your support, your presence at the military ball. The support that this school board shows for CMI is words can't describe the amount of support that we receive and how it affects us at our school. So I truly appreciate you all. Pending any questions, that's the end of my report.
I've got a few questions, comments. Number one, Angel, just so you know, and I think we'll probably have another study session, but we'll probably have Marley from OHH come out to kind of, as we're going through the process of the charter. Yeah, the restructuring of the charter. I'm pretty sure that that'll probably be prior to everything, but I think that might be a good date for you to visit, just to kind of see and then ask questions should you have any of that at that point, because I think we're all kind of a little anxious about seeing kind of how it all rolls out and what's all in there.
Trustee Campos, do you have questions? Because we're at principal's update, not at our comments.
Sorry. I got. Oh, I did have actually. I noticed on there was a drop from 11th grade by 156 to 102 from juniors to seniors. Could that have anything to do with like extracurriculars in comparison to like comprehensives that have a bigger football team or a drama program?
Yes.
Or
Yes. So a lot of students are going to schools, comprehensive schools that have bigger programs. Our sports teams are so small. We don't get the type of recognition that the comprehensive high schools get, as far as like colleges or universities, scouts coming out to watch our students, because we participate, we compete in one of the lowest levels.
Yeah.
And that's just because of our numbers. We don't have the numbers to compete in the higher divisions, so CIF sports. So that's one of the reasons, I would imagine.
okay, and I think that was it. Okay.
Any other questions?
I'm good.
Thank you.
I'm good.
Thank you. Thank you, sir.
Thank you.
Item 5.1, invitation to address the Board of Trustees on non-agendized items. Are there any public comments on non-agendized items?
Yes, we have one.
Thank you. Individual speakers shall be allowed 3 minutes to address the board on each agenda or non-agenda item. The board shall limit the total time for public input on each item to 20 minutes. With board consent, the president may increase or decrease the time allowed for public presentation, depending on the topic and the number of persons wishing to be heard. In addition, the president may take a poll of speakers for or against a particular issue and may ask that the additional persons speak only if they have something new to add. Also, I would like to give everybody a fair warning, just to be consistent, that once you come down to 10 seconds, that's your time. If you continue on going, we're going to mute the microphone. If you continue on going, we're going to ask you to stop, and then prior to. And then if not, we're going to have the deputy escort you out, and whatever happens at that point, hopefully it's peaceful and respectful. We want to hear you, so we're trying to be respectful of everyone's time and the rules. So that way you all understand when we don't comment back, it's because we're obligated not to speak back. If everybody understands that. Go ahead.
Cindy Lopez and Rose Cook will be translating for her.
Thank you.
No es tan fácil. Lo tengo en español. Muy buenas tardes a todos. Mi nombre es Cindy López, soy una mamá voluntaria de CMI.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Cindy Lopez, and I'm a CMI parent volunteer.
Ok, ¿me podrían parar el tiempo, por favor?
Tiene 3
Oh,
minutos.
sorry, mil disculpas.
She asked if you could stop the time.
Sure.
Okay.
And if you want to help.
Señora, le vamos a dar un poquito más de tiempo por la traducción,
Sí, porque
para que usted sea el equivalente a 3 minutos para usted.
Muchas gracias, porque el tema también lo requiere. Mi nombre es Cindy López, como se los digo, soy madre voluntaria y me presento delante de ustedes con una preocupación muy grande.
Okay, I bring to your attention a big concern.
Los suicidios que están pasando con nuestros
The
estudiantes.
suicides that are happening with our students. The suicides that are happening with our students at CMI.
Nuestros estudiantes, no, en general, con todo el
In
distrito.
general, the whole district.
Ok. Quiero que sepan que yo nunca voy a ser responsable de esto a ningún maestro ni administrador.
I just want to let you know that I'm not putting teachers or any administrator responsible of this.
Pero sí exijo mano dura por parte de los administradores y el distrito contra los delincuentes acosadores.
Okay, but I do,
Pero sí exijo
but
mano
I do
dura.
encourage that, okay, for a more like stricter policy
Por parte de los administradores y del distrito
on behalf of the district and the administrators
contra los delincuentes y acosadores.
against the delinquents.
Yo sé que hay muchas personas en nuestra escuela que necesitan cambiar la táctica que están usando para disciplinar a los
A
estudiantes.
ver, un momento, voy a ver si puedo hacer algo. One moment, I'm sorry.
It's okay.
Pero más que los otros.
Sí, se me hace que lo voy a poder traducir. ¿Tiene aquí la aplicación? ¿Esto me lo podrían mandar en mi teléfono?
Board of Trustees, are you okay if we, since she's the only speaker, if we delete the time clock and allow her to finish her speech being translated? Okay. Can we do that, please?
Okay, so I'm going to begin. Start with the beginning. I'm here with a very serious concern about the suicides happening among our students. I want you to know that I will never hold any teacher responsible for this, but I do demand a firm hand from the administrators and the district against these bullying predators. I know that many people in our school need to change the tactics they are using to discipline students because the victims are not being supported, nor are they receiving justice. If a student is bullying and threatening, we have a responsibility to conduct a thorough investigation to determine the types of bullying, psychological, emotional, or physical, and whether there is a threat. If so, we would need to request assistance from law enforcement. A person should not have live in fear or being shamed, beaten, or killed for attending school, because that's what the students are doing. They say they're going to beat you up, kill you, cut your throat. They're very explicit with their threats. These kinds of threats need to be reported to authorities. The day a student is arrested for making threats, all other students will understand that they are not immune to legal punishment. And parents will also understand that ignoring their children's behavior has legal consequences. I'm bringing up the issue of bullying and threats because this will be the consequence of some suicides. I ask you today to please share this information with parents and encourage them to take their children to medical checkups to assess their physical and, above all, mental health, because suicide can be prevented if we do our part. Violence in schools cannot be allowed under any circumstance. Why is it that while domestic violence is punished, the violence that students perpetrate in schools is not? I know we can expel all children to find out which ones need to be punished. There has to be an investigation. One of the consequences would be homeschooling, leaving the parents responsible for their children's education. That would be a terrible punishment because they don't want to work with their children. I really don't know what they can do, but based on my daughter's last doctor's appointment, I can tell you that more students are going to lose their lives at our school. It won't be my daughter because she has a mother to support her, help her, and protect her. But there are other children who don't have that blessing and take that easy way out, suicide. My daughter said something powerful. The children just don't want to keep suffering because they can't find a safe place. Thank you for listening.
Thank you. And that's it for speaking. Item 6.1, consent calendar. Approval of consent calendar items. Do I have a motion?
I'd like to pull item 610 for separate consideration.
For CMI?
Correct. I'll let it being promoted.
Which item is? So you want to approve for consent for a separate vote?
Yeah.
Okay.
So for the CMI agenda, we don't have it set up that way, but we can, you guys can vote on it,
By hand?
yes.
Oral?
Or-
Okay.
It's, what's that instead?
Okay. All right. Correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. Campos. 1610. 16.
10 on the consent calendar.
16.
6:10. No,
I
16.
don't have it.
No, 16.
Look.
Or am I off?
No, you're right.
We're just in my board meeting.
You're right.
It's just-
Okay.
It's a consent item, so I don't put it, I don't put the on there.
It's okay. Can you read out loud then? You done?
So the motion is it is recommended that the Board of Trustees approve the items listed under the consent calendar with the following change. Pool item 6.10, curriculum, new social science course, ethnic studies, needs A through G approval
For a separate vote.
for a separate vote.
Do we need a motion to pull it? That's automatic by one board member?
So moved. Or second.
We don't need it.
Oh, not yet. Oh,
No, we don't need it.
Not to pull. To
Oh,
pull
not
it.
to pull.
Yeah,
You
it's
don't.
going in.
Okay. This process. Yeah.
Stand by.
Oh, can I do a motion now and a second in order to approve the items?
Yeah, so then, go ahead and check, or excuse me, now she's saying, can you make a motion so we can approve these items? And then, I guess we'll do a separate vote for 6.10.
Okay, so I'd like to make a motion to move forward with the rest of the consent calendar minus 610.
Oh, okay. Did you get that? All right, is there a second?
Second.
Forward.
Wait, what?
No, your motion was to move forward with the rest of this. consent.
Affirmative.
So, okay.
Okay, Miss Janie and I seconded. Any discussion? All those in, or, almost jumped ahead. Please vote. And just reiterating, the consent calendar is not with 610. All right, 6.1 consent calendar is approved, 5-0. Now we got 610, right? So now, as an action item, 610 will be up for a vote, and I believe we're doing it orally?
Yeah.
Okay, so let's go with, well, wait, so we would have to motion that, right? A motion first and a second, because we have to have discussion.
Correct.
Okay, so would you like to make your motion?
Yes, I'd like to make a motion to table item 610. And then, do I give the rationale or?
No, just make your motion, then we'll do the second, then we'll go for the discussion.
Okay.
That's standard. Okay, so you made the motion, is there a second?
Second.
Okay, Mr. Hall? Sorry, you guys, I'm taking notes here. For 610. Can I call for vote? Okay.
For discussion.
Oh, yeah, any discussion?
Yeah, so the reason why I'm pulling it is because, so the governor has not put aside funding to fund ethnic studies. Right now, we don't have any adopted California curriculum. I know that we've created our own. And so this kind of stemmed from listening to one of the study sessions at one of the sites where they were discussing languages and other programs and classes that we have. And so what I would like to do is to table this to kind of get more information as to how much it is costing, not just CMI, well, in this case, CMI, the budget, and where the funding is coming from. Because if there's other things that can be funded, this particular course has not been approved, like I said, with California curriculum. I know that we've put together some curriculum in-house, but at this point in time, it has not been approved by the governor or funded by the governor. And so I just want to make sure that we're putting our funding sources into approved curriculum, courses, and all that other stuff. And so, in the future, I'm not saying no to it, I just want more information brought to us so that, we can make an informed decision if that's gonna be a part of the curriculum and the high school students at that point at CMI.
Okay, I don't see her. So is there a question on a timeline?
We can ask Dr. Egan, she's here in the meeting.
Dr. Egan's, are you there? Are you live?
You hear me okay?
Yes, we can. Is there a timeline? Were you able to hear Mr. Campos's
Yes,
comment?
absolutely.
Is there a timeline if we were to table this? Or is
I'm
there a
sorry.
deadline? Excuse me, is there a deadline for us to approve this or table this?
No, it's not a deadline because we're currently in the 2-year pilot, but we would need to make a decision before the start of the next school year. We're building the master schedule right now. But what we're bringing forward is not implementation of the state to make this a graduation requirement and go across the entire, as a full course. Oh, can you hear me?
Oh, I was, yes, but I was having James turn it louder.
Okay, this is just for CMI, it's one section. It is a part of the already staffing, there's no added impact to the budget because they have the availability within their current sections. It's an elective, and for CMI, that's all it is. It's an optional elective for CMI. It has a different impact once we get to the other comprehensive high schools, but it's one section. It's an elective offering, and there is no additional impact to the budget. We are not implementing this as a graduation requirement. It is just a social studies option that's available within their sections. One section they teach at CMI.
So does this affect, well, better yet, I guess I would ask this question. I know for the district, so I'm making the assumption with CMI, the GATSI program, do we have that at CMI?
We
So
do not have the Cal GETSI at CMI,
yes.
but if they do not have this option as an elective, they would never be able to offer the Cal GETSI. So the Cal GETSI we have the course, it's required for the Cal GETSI. But we have our course that we vetted through with the families and the curriculum, our course that was approved through Cal State San Bernardino with our teacher and our curriculum. So all the students in our district that do the Cal GETSI will take that and it will count. So for CMI, we would not want to see them not have that option, and we would not want to see them as a school not able to offer it as an elective. It is not being implemented district-wide as a graduation requirement.
Okay, thank you. And that's why I was asking if we had a deadline or a timeline to approve this, or if we could table this to get more information, because I believe Mr. Campos wanted to receive more information.
The challenge
Would that be accurate, Mr.
is
Campos?
it would just continue as a pilot.
Well, so I guess my understanding is we're in year 2. And so you're stating that without this elective, they cannot get into the Cal GETSI program. So one of the requirements is a non-approved course for
No, this
entrance
is,
into a Cal State University?
the Cal GETSI has a beginning, like Ethnic Studies 100, which is ours. The law is saying making ethnic studies a graduation requirement, which means we would have to implement it for every student across the district. That's not what we're getting approved. We're just approving the course as an elective option for CMI. And right now they have one section. So we are not implementing ethnic studies in requirement of of the law for graduation requirement, because it's an unfunded mandate.
Right.
This is just approving the course as a optional elective, in the same way that it's offered now. They have one elective at CMI, one section, and that's it. We're not moving it forward past that.
Understood. I just was not aware, so maybe we can have the Cal Getsy requirement. It just seems a little odd that they would not be allowed into a program for one elective class, but maybe I'm wrong. So if you guys could send us that information just so we're aware.
Correct me if I'm wrong. We're gonna vote to table this, correct?
Yes.
So that way you could get information?
Yes.
So how about if we have requests of specific information, we ask them now since we're discussion, and that way they could get that to us, and then we could address it down the road. I think that
Right.
meets your need.
And
Or
right,
request.
well, that's what I'm asking. So table it to make sure that we have everything that we need to then move forward to make a decision on the future of the course or kind of where we're at. And because this is information I did not know. And so
I just want to say, as far as timeline for building the master schedule, we would prefer a decision because we are at the point where we have to build the schedule for next year. So we would, the most we would be able to, we would prefer today, but no later than April, because we don't want to impact. And mind you, because there's no fiscal impact and it is part of what we have to offer anyway, then it has a domino effect of making sure we have, teachers have to teach 6 classes.
right, no, I understand. And from what I recall last year is it was, I think, kind of pushed in at the last minute, and therefore it restructured the master schedule. And I want to say maybe it came in May, June-ish. I remember speaking to some administrators about that they had to now rearrange their master schedule because of the pilot being thrown in there and the removal of other courses. So, but I'm not 100% sure that was last year. And so, as long as we have all the information, because obviously you don't want us to make an uninformed decision. And so, obviously, preparing everything, getting us the information that we need to properly make our decision would be very beneficial.
And I would just want to clarify too, the shift was that we caught that a school was fulfilling the unfunded mandate, whereas making 12, 13 sections as part of a grant requirement. And we got an awareness of that. That was not too long after I got hired. And so we did pull that back because it's an unfunded mandate. It is, it's just an elective option, not a push out across the district.
Right. And I know that the greater question is for later on. It was just since it was there.
I think because we're all understanding there's more information, so can you guys distribute the information to us via email as soon as possible, and then let's call for the vote so that way we can put it on that next month's agenda?
Yeah.
Because I think,
Yeah.
to be fair, we need that information.
Okay, and specifically, Mr. Campos, you were asking.
Well, any and all information you have to share with us.
So I didn't realize that the Cal Getsy requirement, so we can kind of get that. And then, I mean, obviously the cost I don't think is going to be the issue. But as much information as we can get.
Okay.
And obviously the impact is different between CMI and the other sites.
Yeah. Yes.
I had a question also on the same item. When I was going through each of the curriculums, I noticed on the attachments that all of them had your signature and Miss Marion's signature, but this ethnic study did it. So just from my knowledge and my understanding, why wasn't this signed? And I think it was on both agendas, but all the other curriculums were under the approval.
I will look into that.
Okay, I was very curious why the other ones all were signed and this one wasn't.
I will look at the electronic school board and I have to look and see what you're seeing and I'll give you a response, by email.
Okay, sounds good, thank you.
The board, to you and the board.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay, based on item 610 for being tabled for next month's agenda, I want to be clear, that's the motion. Ms. Kretzner, is that correct? Okay, that's accurate. I'm calling for the vote. Yes would be to table it, and no would be no. Call for the vote. Oh, so we do it orally. Mr. Campos?
Yes.
Mr. Hall?
Yes.
Mr. Stafford?
No.
You said no?
He said no.
Okay. Ms. and I think else.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I will be yes. So we have 4 yeses and 1 no. Is that accurate?
Yes.
Thank you. All right. So we'll table it till next month. Moving on. Item 7.1 Discipline February 2026 Monthly Suspension Report. Moving on to 8.1 Personnel, which is an action item. The California Military Institute submits its initial proposal to negotiate with the California Military Institute Teachers Association regarding the 26-27 school year. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you, Mr. Campos. Is there a second?
Second.
Thank you, Mr. Hall. Any discussion? All right, the public hearing to receive comments regarding the initial proposal to negotiate from the California Military Institute Teachers Association is now open at 6:22 p.m. Are there any public comments?
No public comment.
No public comments? Okay. And I have to wait 1 minute to close? Do we have a timekeeper to let me know when it's 6:23?
Seconds on the clock.
Okay. But thank you.
Boy, it gets paid the big bucks.
This is where we need the Jeopardy music.
Right. I have my phone go off again.
All right, the public hearing is now closed at 6:23 p.m. There is a motion by Trustee Campos, a second by Trustee Hall, to accept the California Military Institute's initial proposal to negotiate with California Military Institute Teachers Association for the 26-27 school year. Please vote. Item 8.1 passes 5-0. Congratulations and good luck to everyone in negotiations. Information items 9.1 curriculum resubmission of new alternate pathway to diploma social science courses, functional American government and functional economics, CalPADS code, credential correction only. 9.2 resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma math course, functional algebra 1, CalPADS codes, credential correction only. 9.3 resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma science courses, functional biology and functional physical science, CalPADS code, credential correction only. 9.4 resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma English courses, functional English 9, 10, and 11, CalPADS code, credential correction only. 9.5 resubmission of new alternate pathways to a diploma visual and performing arts course, functional fine arts, CalPADS code, credential correction only. 9.6 resubmission of new alternate pathway to a diploma social science courses, functional U.S. history and functional world history, CalPADS code, credential correction only. 9.7 revised college prep elective career technical education course under the engineering design pathway, PLTW intermediate engineering meets A through G requirement G. 9.8 revised college prep elective career technical education course under engineering design pathway, PLTW advanced engineering meets A through G requirement G. 9.9 revised laboratory science course to study earth science pending A through G approval. 9.10 new college prep elective career technical education course under the design visual and media arts pathway, intermediate multimedia pending A through G approval. 9.11 new college prep elective career technical education course under the design visual and media arts pathway, Advanced multimedia pending A through G approval. 9.12, new laboratory science career technical education course under engineering design pathway. Applied robotics pending A through G approval. 9.13, new visual and arts, performing arts career technical education course under product innovation and design pathway. Introduction, product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 9.14, curriculum, new visual and performing arts career technical education course under the product innovation and design pathway. Intermediate product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 9.15, new visual performing arts career technical education course under the product innovation and design pathway. Advanced product innovation and design pending A through G approval. 9.16, new supplemental English novel, The Midnight Library by Matt Hayden. 9.17, new supplemental English novel, The Last Lecture by Randy Posh. 10.1, other items by the superintendent.
Thank you, President Garcia. I want to take this opportunity to say thank you to CMI teacher Ms. Wakefield for the invite to attend the presentation of the speeches, and to the students also. They did a wonderful job. I really enjoyed the 4 topics Dr. Datsun mentioned: immigration, availability and accessibility of IDs, and the other 2 were about AI. 2 different perspectives, how to use it and how to use it with honesty and integrity, and also to become aware of presentations that might be generated by AI. So I was really impressed by the work of all 4 students. They did a wonderful job. So thank you for the opportunity to be there.
Thank you, Mr. Superintendent. Other items by the Board of Trustees. Mr. Campos.
Yeah, you know what, I got things confused again. I did have questions for Dr. Johnson, but I got thrown off. On the RFEP, I know that in moving we have the LPAC. Can you just, if you can, get us information from students moving from EL designation to RFEP, and then RFEP to IFEP? And so I know that we made great strides, I believe, last year in RFEPing students, but I'm curious to see where they're going from RFEP to IFEP and what that percentage is, because obviously the goal is IFEP. And once we get in there, we know that they no longer need any type of EL services to move forward with that. And then I forgot to ask you, is Antonio Lopez the student for the Naval Academy? No, wrong kid, okay. I just wanted to make sure. Scratch that out. CMI staff, thank you very much for all your hard work. Military Ball was awesome. I'm a little bummed and kicking myself that's the first one I've been doing, and I've missed out on a lot of fun and great productions. And like Dr. Dodson said, the ceremonial stuff, I mean, that's the one thing I think that, at least for me, it's very impressive, the kind of military type discipline and all that goes into it, because seeing that was powerful. It was moving, it was powerful, it was done to a T. I mean, the respect that the kids have in doing that was mind-blowing. It's just something to really see and do. It was just like, wow. Señora López, le di mi carta y aunque entiendo mejor que hablo, si usted tiene una pregunta o lo que sea, por favor, nomás mándame una llamada, un text, un email y te llamo para atrás, porque yo sé que hay muchas cosas que están pasando en este mundo y en eso de suicidar es una cosa que no lo entiendo, o sea, en estos tiempos, porque en la historia, cuando yo era niño, eso no casi pasaba mucho, y es una cosa que es muy, ¿cómo se dice? Disheartening, o sea, nos quiebra nuestros corazones cuando oímos de eso. And all I said to her is that I wanted to thank her for bringing out the issue of suicide that's out there. Unfortunately, I don't know. We're in days and times where I don't know why that's so popular. You know what I mean? One of my favorite verses is, I will praise you, for I am fearfully and wonderfully made, and that's in Psalms 139:14. I think that's the message that we have to get out to kids, that they're special, that they're fearfully, which in biblical terms is translated today to awesomely made. And the fact that if they know that, I think it would reduce that, and I do know that. And I don't know what book it is, if it's Midnight Library or the last lecture, that suicide, I think one of the reasons why one of these novels was selected, it has a suicide component. I haven't read the book, and it's one of those things where, you know, sometimes you wonder, the more we talk about it, does it improve things, or does it make it more easily accessible? And I'm torn, because I don't know, you know what I mean? A lot of the stuff that we read as kids had nothing to do with that, but times have changed. And, you know, this, I think, every person that works in a school, every parent, this is their greatest fear, bar none. You know what I mean? I think losing a child is the worst thing on the planet, but to go with that, you know, on the suicide, I mean, I'm hoping that we can find a way to just eliminate that thought, that option, because it really should never, ever be an option. You know, another thing, you know, that people always say is that this too shall pass. And I think kids need to understand that, you know, going through life, it's just tragedy, accidents, tragedy after tragedy, and we learn how to deal with stuff. It doesn't change the fact, but I mean, obviously coping with them and doing that is something that, a message that we got to get out, and thank you. So that's it.
Thank you, Trustee Campos. Trustee Hall.
Just want to say thank you for the invitation for the ball. That was, like Mr. Campos said, amazing. And for my first time there, it's like, wow, I can't wait to get to the next one. And even though it's probably the same thing, but to have that structure and that discipline, you know, reminds me of my dad going into the service, even though I wasn't around, but him talking about it and just seeing that I wish I had. So it was just amazing. And then it's like the curtains opened up and then boom, this party happened. It was like, whoa, okay, we thought you guys were just trying to, all right, that's it, you know. But to see those young adults, those kids, those students get out there and just have fun after being so structured and serious, and it was a really good time. So really appreciate that time. Again, love what you guys are doing. CMI, always great things. Nothing ever. I don't hear anything negative, and that's just a positive to be part of. Try to hold myself. Lost a good friend from suicide. Bullying is brutal. And you know what? It's not just kids. It's in the system. It's everywhere. It's in emails. It's being told you can do something and then being told you can't because of something else. We hear it. We see it. It's there. To lose a child as a parent, it's got to be the worst thing ever. I've had probably about a 30-minute scare of that. So to know that our district is losing losing kids over stupid stuff where any one of us could be there to talk to them. And it's just, it hurts. So we as I don't act like a macho man, I'm a crier, so. We have to do better. We have to be able to be in our classrooms, be on the sidewalk, the streets, wherever it is, you know, and keep this love of living. You know, I say I'm here to dig in the trenches with you guys, and I'm not a politician. I came here to do right by students. That's my job. It doesn't matter where I sit on this place. And I miss those fights when my students or my kids were in there because I just didn't know. But there's a lot of stuff going on, and I'm so glad that you were strong enough to stand here and say this and bring it to the attention. And it's something that we all have to keep pushing and know that it's not a student, it's not a child problem. Everything comes from the top. Where do they learn it from? Is it a book? Is it somebody else saying, oh, well, I see how they did it, so I can do it to get my way, or whatever. We probably all have been a bully or have been bullied and not really realized it back when we were kids. Times were different. So thank you very much. I really appreciate it. And, you know, again, we're not promised tomorrow. We never are. So let's keep this in mind, please. Sorry.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. Trustee Stewart.
Thank you, Trustee Hall. It ran a lot of thoughts through my mind. And thank you for speaking about that. I really appreciate it. I'd just like to thank CMI, or congratulate them on their FAFSA, their 99% completion, which will be 100. So we know you're there, so we don't even question that. So you had your teacher conferences. The passing review on the 13th, I will be there. I will make that commitment. I will be there. Didn't get to make it to the ball, but I'm glad you guys had a good time. And everybody enjoyed it. That's really great to hear. And Prop 55, yes, we will look at that. And that's in my mind too. I hear what you're saying. And I find it very rewarding to hear your words, especially the parents. Thank you so much for speaking about that. And that's all I have for today. Have a great rest of your day.
Thank you, Trustee Stafford. Trustee Anaya?
Yeah, just Doctor, do you mind translating for conozco, yo sé español, pero no está muy bien. Para la señora López, esto es algo que hablamos con todos. We've talked about this as individually about the suicide rates and how it's.
Hemos hablado sobre esto, señora, en el nivel individual sobre el suicidio.
And how it's we can't comprehend what's going on. And as a parent, that my son has actually dealt. My son, when he went into high school, he also dealt with self-harm.
Esto es algo que es preocupante y su propio hijo, mi propio hijo, dice la señora Naya, ha enfrentado situaciones de dañarse.
And I thank God that I was able to notice that there was a difference in his behavior and intervene before it got worse.
Gracias a Dios, yo me di cuenta de lo que estaba pasando y pude intervenir antes de que se hiciera peor.
One thing that I know, I believe God is my Lord and Savior, and I follow biblically what the Bible told me to do, and it's to go into a room and pray.
Yo confío en Dios y hago lo que Dios me ha dicho que haga, como ir a un lugar privado y orarme.
And I went to war for my son, and I got my son back.
Yo oré por mi hijo y obtuve a mi hijo de regreso.
So I would like to extend an invitation to you as a parent volunteer and any other parents, if we can just spread the word that whoever believes, if you don't believe, I respect it, but whoever believes, we can all just unite in prayer. And I will believe something will shift. Prayer, I believe, I've seen the power of prayer in my own life, and I believe that something will shift. And I from my own heart, from my own experience, it's something that's so sensitive, such a sensitive topic, and I appreciate you coming and sharing that with us.
Usted como padre voluntaria le pido si puede disciplinar esta información, si las personas creen en Dios y si no, se respeta, pero es algo que ella le ha ayudado y que es algo muy bueno que puede ayudar a los hijos, el poder de la oración.
And I wanted to make it to the ball, but I had to work and I was trying to get out early and I couldn't, so any excuse for me to dress up, I'll be there, but hopefully next year. And thank you guys for being here. And that's it for me.
Thank you, Trustee Anaya. And myself, for years, we've talked about mental health and mental awareness. And as a board member, I want to speak directly to the board. Because she came up here and we have not spoke about mental health in a while, maybe we can all come together in the near future and start recommending, since we didn't plan this already, or not plan it, but send emails to him saying things that we're concerned about. But maybe they could start addressing the board policies, how we could strengthen the board policies and school site policies to handle bullying. Collectively, I'm asking that because we can't give direction just yet, but if we have to put it on the next topic for the board members, maybe we could do that for the agenda. I just want to be on the same page because our hearts are there. And I believe we are. We're all parents, so we feel this. And I got to give you a lot of respect now because it takes a lot to show your emotion in front of everybody, and I'm very stubborn. I do my best not to.
My family.
We're here for you. And I stand with Trustee Anaya. If you or anyone wants prayer, we will be here praying for you. We are all prayer warriors. So yes, we will do that on your behalf. But I want to assure you, I'm planning on sending him an email how we can strengthen policies across the district, including CMI. And then, yes, sir. Yes.
Dr. Higgins, can you hear me? Okay, Dr. Higgins, all right?
Yes, I hear you, sorry.
Oh, okay. Dr. Higgins, we have had conversations in terms of one of the first steps is to be very intentional.
Yeah.
When it was last month of the month before, a week for kindness and loving each other and understanding, we wanted to make that permanent. And that is the first step, right? So let's be intentional on that. We are going to do at the same time addressing from the board policy, from the area, from the perspective of punishing students who are harassing other students, but also we are going to do it from the positive perspective or infusing that sense of understanding, of love, of care about other students and other staff members as human beings that we are. Because at the end of the day, that's what we are, we're just people, right? So that campaign that it was for 1 week, we decided to expand it. And I know Ms. Kaukani was shaking her head, saying yes, and we are working on that. So let's continue. Let's double, triple our efforts to infuse that in our community to have a better understanding of everybody, right? Of the traditions, of the differences that we have, because everybody will bring something to the table. We bring something positive and teach our students how we can learn from each other and appreciate those differences to have a stronger society and a stronger district. We start here with our district and our schools. So let's continue with that commitment, Dr. Higgins, and we can talk about the specific steps that we are taking to implement that proposal that we talked about a couple of weeks ago. If we can put it in one of your items in the next cabinet agenda, please.
Absolutely.
Thank you.
Thank you. This is actually a hard topic to shift from, but our hearts are in there with you. I want to just reassure you of that.
¿Puedo decir algo?
Would you like to make a comment?
Not at the moment. I do want to thank CMI for all the hard work you do. And I'm very excited for your program. I'm very excited to be a part of this school board where we could actually make a change from all the cries and the pleas for help, for everything you guys requested, that we're finally showing progress with all this research. There was so much research to be done, and here we are finally making momentum. I'm really excited. I kind of think I really think Dr. Arauz, because I told him, do you realize everything that's happening is a part of your legacy? Everything that is happening right now is positive changes for our kids, our students, and that's our future. That's our future. The city of Paris, this is our future. And of course, the neighboring cities, I'm not leaving anybody out. But CMI is so close to my heart. I know I'm just one board member, but when we were talking about rewriting the charge, thank you. Sorry. I was like, how do we increase it? How do we solidify the military concept? Because to me, it seemed like the military concept was fading away and we were implementing public sector education. I'm like, wait a second. This is top tier. Why are we pulling away from that? We need to bring that back. And I'm challenging CMI right now, this very moment, to start blasting all the great deeds on social media that you guys are doing, not just the deeds, the accomplishments of everybody and every student's achievements. I want to see more of what we're seeing on the social media platforms. I want the world to see CMI. How many times have we had the conversation, CMI is the largest military school in California, but yet we're having issues, our numbers are falling. That bothers me. So I'm challenging you guys. I don't care what it takes. Bring whatever you have to bring to us and let's get the ball rolling. Let's increase these numbers, bring these kids back to school. It's programs they love. Man, you know how many boys want to be a part of the military? We fascinated about shooting guns and bad guys growing up. But the numbers are falling down. We have to fix this. And we have to make sure to have the right tools, the right curriculum, the right books, and the right staff. And I preach this all across the district, and not just in CMI, but everywhere. We have to be motivated ourselves to motivate our students. Because again, if our future is not motivated, are they going to want to be there taking care of us in the future? We have to create this foundation for success. And I'm challenging you guys, think outside of the box, please. And you guys definitely have. I'm not knocking that, but we need to push harder and not give up on ourselves or our students. And that's all I have to say in regards to other topics by Board of Trustees. Item 12.1, future board topics. Trustee Campos.
You know what, now that we're on the conversation, and I'm pretty sure somebody from the cabinet will be able to do it. So I really think that we need to create some kind of campaign on mental health, just bringing this issue up because it seems like it's everywhere. I don't know if we can afford Tim Tebow, but if we can get some motivational speakers just to kind of come in and hopefully have like a contract with them in the beginning, middle and end, because I think we have to eliminate the negativity that's out there, and it's everywhere. And there's so many different things that we can do in a positive way. So my question to the cabinet is, could we use Title IV funds to fund something like this? Because I mean, I don't know if it's considered a safety issue, but it's obviously it's just something that I thought when I first came on the board that this was going to go away, and it's not. As a matter of fact, I think it's increasing, and so we can have attendance campaigns, all these other campaigns, and that's all fine and dandy, going to college, but we need to just change the culture, the mindset of the parents. The students, the staff, everything. And one of the things, and I know that this probably isn't going to be popular to say, but I know for me, I know that the way that the California dashboard is written, it tends to not, and I don't want to be punitive, but at the same time, I think most of us who are, I'm a boomer, is what my kids say. There was a lot of mistakes that I made in life, and I was always checked. From elementary school to middle school to high school. I was fortunate to have coaches who, when we made mistakes, they yelled at us because they wanted perfection out of us. They wanted us to execute. They didn't want us to, and this is what I've learned through sports, to not panic in stressful situations. And in the world of sports, you get a lot of stressful situations because you don't want to lose, and you don't want to be the one who creates the loss or makes something that hurts. And so, to me, we can sacrifice the dashboard numbers if it means that we're going to move to discipline kids, to make sure that they understand that what they're doing is not right. And I see this as a teacher every day. What it does is it takes away the power from the teacher to not want to discipline, because a lot of times nothing happens. And so hopefully we can encompass all that to make sure that we're holding all that together.
Mr. Campos?
Yeah.
I really love this conversation. I wish we could be on that, but we're on board topics. Do you have any topics?
Yeah, that's it. So the guest speakers.
Okay, guest speakers. Copy
guest
that.
speakers and fund it through Title IV.
Appreciate
Yeah,
that.
and with the emphasis, obviously, on mental health and suicide.
Yes.
So that's.
I love it.
Thank you.
Thank you. Trustee Hall.
Kind of like what he's talking about, what she was saying is, we need to be more strict and get a plan together on how we can hold students accountable. If they're caught bullying or whatever, you know what I mean? It's a board topic to talk about, you know what I'm saying?
Like an action item or?
Action item? Yeah, I don't know how you want to put it, but
But
it's something that, yeah.
Let's try and reword that here.
Yeah, I know. It's in my head, so.
So do you need data?
Well, no, it just, what are we doing when a student gets caught bullying?
So I would refer, because we're at board topics.
Yeah.
How about you send an email to Dr. Arouse, and when he comes up with the language, we talk about it, and then if I'm allowed, I'll bring it to your attention and see if that fits what you're talking about. And if it is, we'll put it on the
Hey, I'm
agenda.
still trying to figure this stuff out.
Yeah, we're trying to iron that out. Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Is that okay, Dr. Arouse? Okay. All right, Trustee Hall, do you have any more?
No, we're good.
All right, Trustee Stafford?
Nothing for me right now.
Okay, Trustee Anaya?
I'm just gonna echo what Steve said.
Just copy and paste.
Yes, copy paste.
And can we look at board policy into bullying and harassment, and also bring it back to the board so we could do our own version, I guess, I don't want to say editing, but editing, and then submit to you, and then I guess however we move. Oh, that's what you're talking about?
Yeah. I
Oh.
didn't know how to say it, but yeah, to see.
Okay, then make sure that's under Mr. Hall, then. I don't want to steal.
Well, no, I mean, it doesn't have to put a name on it. It's just something we.
Well, if it's going to be action item, it's got to be presented by, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
So FYI, board policy 5030 is student wellness. I mean, there's 3 different ones.
How about we look at all of them?
That might be one that,
Start off with.
yeah. at
Well,
least-
wait, you know what? Can I revise that? Maybe our attorneys look at it first before we throw our 2 cents in. Is that suitable?
Yeah.
Okay,
5030.
awesome. All right, so now we have to make a motion in a second. I'll make the motion to accept what we all, the information we requested and threw out there in regards to future board topics. Is there a second?
Second.
Trustee Hall? Thank you. Any more discussion now? Yes, sir.
5131 is bullying.
5131 is bullying.
Point 2.
Point 2. Thank you. No more discussion? All right, let's go ahead and take a vote on that. That was a lot.
Hey, that means we're working.
Yes. Before we adjourn, I'm going to give you the opportunity to speak, but I have to limit it to about a minute. Is that all right? Good. Trustee Hall. Trustee Hall.
I don't feel like I'm late.
You know?
She said it kicked you out.
Gotta kick me out?
No. She said the computer did.
Computer kick. Who, Steve?
No, she put it up. Mr. Hall, right? Yes.
It's
Mr. Hall.
timing out now.
Oh.
It's a different program.
Sorry, ladies and gentlemen, new software.
In the meanwhile, did we hear her comments?
You know what? That's a great idea. Are you guys good with that? Have full consensus, Mr. Stafford?
Yes.
Oh, you have the majority. You want to speak right now? Can we give her about a minute? So she. Only because this isn't in the normal.
Después del último incidente que sucedió en nuestra escuela, nosotros buscamos ayuda de la comunidad de Perris y la tienda El Festín nos donó dulces y nos donó cosas para hacer un evento dentro de nuestra escuela.
So after the first incident that happened at CMI, we had, ¿quién donó?
Donaron dulces y popcorn y cosas para nuestros estudiantes. El Festín, el Festín, una tienda de aquí de Perris.
Okay, so there's a store here in Paris, Tasty, and they donated candy and food to the students.
Sintieron empatía por nuestra necesidad y lo que estábamos pasando.
They felt the empathy of what had happened, sympathy.
Y yo quisiera que, si ustedes me lo permitieran, tomar una foto de ustedes aquí como están, para hacerles saber también, así como hice saber esa información en las redes sociales, que ustedes están enterados de todo y que ustedes están apoyándonos para que no vuelva a suceder eso en caso de que suceda.
Would you guys allow her to take a picture? So as proof that she was here and she did express her feelings and emotions and
Are
how
we
she
in
feels about the
consensus?
situation.
Yeah.
Yes.
En caso de que suceda, pues ustedes estuvieron ahí apoyándonos con sus reglas, que es lo que más pueden hacer por nosotros.
This will demonstrate that you guys have, that you guys are supporting. Pero no sé.
When James is ready, he'll come and take the picture first.
Okay, él va a tomar.
Board, if you could rejoin the meeting.
Yes.
CMI or regular?
Yeah.
Where do you want it? Down there?
We're still CMI.
Or do you want our names to show? James, where do you want us, down there or up here to take a picture with her? Because she wants documents.
We can do them down here and then you will.
No, así como están ellos sentados, no, sí, nada más tomar la foto de acá, sí, está bien, no importa, no necesitan parar.
Pero usted,
Aquí parada, no
usted
importa.
Then tell her to come up here. That way she could see our names with her.
Jonas.
Yep.
Come on. Let me wake up.
no, come around.
Come on. Show your kids. Mom ain't playing.
Oh.
Aquí, señora.
Gracias, gracias, gracias.
All right, smile in 3, 2, 1. 3, 2, 1. And then a funny face in 3, 2, 1. All right.
Thank you.
This doesn't change. Thank you. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, we're still in session. All right. Ladies and gentlemen, please vote. Item 12.1 passes unanimously, 5-0. And we thank you again for your bravery. Item 12.2, adjournment of the regular meeting of the California Military Institute for March 11, 2026. Do I have a motion?
So moved.
Thank you,
Second.
Trustee Anaya. Who was the second?
Second.
Mr. Campos? Any discussion? Seeing none, please vote. Item 12.2, adjournment. We are adjourning at 6:59 p.m.